This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
the Jason Walker Show, broadcasting from the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Here's Jason Walker.
Hey, what's up? It is Tuesday, and a happy Tuesday to you. Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center. Montana Law says it's your vehicle, it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center. Major Mortgage Man Cave. Got, I don't know if you saw the new addition yesterday. Our Jeff Gordon die-cast model. Well, it's not a model, it's actually just a car. Anyway, so there you go. Our one of our new additions. We've got more coming, too, which is really cool. But anyway, you can watch on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and listen live on Podbean, Network One Sports, and very pleased to be back on TreasureStateRadio.com as well. If you do not have Treasure State Radio, you need to download it on the Google Play app or Apple Store, wherever you get your podcasts, right? Is that what? Yeah. Today, we're going to talk to Rebecca Cleveland, the volleyball coach of the three-time defending AA state champ Capital Bruins. She will join us coming up in about 15 minutes, and then at about 40 past the hour, we'll check in with Manhattan coach Chris Grabowska and get a preview of the Tigers heading off to Fairfield on Saturday for the championship of Class B in football. Also going to talk to this week Sentinel football coach Dane Oliver, West coach Rob Stanton, Flint Creek Drummond-Phillipsburg coach Mike Cutler will join us. Brock Berryhill from Scobie will join us, and Fairfield's Greg Meisner as well. So we'll preview all of the state championship games coming up this week. Don't forget tomorrow as well, State Senator from California Melissa Melendez will be a guest here as well. All right, we start with our daily COVID update. And the state of Montana, 1,500 new cases reported. Now 49,398 confirmed since March. 543 deaths, 456 in the hospital, 19,750 active cases, 29,105 recoveries. 4,814 in Yellowstone active, 3,363 Cascade, 2,055 Missoula, 1,115 in Gallatin, 1,776 Flathead, 909 in Lewis and Clark, and Butte Silver Bow with a bunch, 719 in Bighorn County as well, and 509 Roosevelt. And speaking of the COVID, Governor Bullock today, Governor Steve Bullock issuing new measures. So this is brand new as of a half an hour ago. Governor Steve Bullock saying that bar, restaurant, casino capacities have to be at 50% of normal. Closing times at 10 p.m. Public gatherings and events where social distancing is not possible are limited to 25 people. And all Montana counties now have to wear the face mask, not just the ones with 4 or more active cases, but all of them. Bars, restaurants, and casinos, 6 feet of distancing between groups. Tables limited to 6 per table. The group size does not include places of worship or schools. The governor outgoing governor saying to limit gatherings of anybody of 15, including private homes, private get-togethers inside your home, no more than 15. Measures go into effect at 5 a.m. Friday and will expire at the end of the declared state of emergency. So a lame duck governor putting new restrictions out. These are very similar to Maryland's new restrictions that came out today as well. But Oregon, 2-week shutdown. Michigan, 3 weeks. California's headed for another lockdown. And let's just hope our businesses can recover moving forward. I was watching the press conference today till we started on the air. It kind of reminded me a little of watching Joe Biden press conference yesterday. I'm not sure that they were entirely that he knew the questions ahead of time, the governor, but he knew he had his answers pre-scripted. So unbelievable. And then he blamed Congress for not getting new stimulus relief when he should just blame his own party for that. But there you go. Unbelievable. If you want to watch the whole show, you can, jasonwalkershow.com. Afterwards, I know we're having some internet issues, but you can listen on Podbean, Network One Sports if your video coverage is not working at the moment. But we should be. But, man. All right. You can email us, jason@jasonwalkershow.com. You can get a hold of us on the Twitter, @JWalkerSports, Facebook as well, and much, much more. Got an On This Day in History coming up, a couple of birthdays today as well. And I think we're going to show a video later in the show from 2 years ago today. In fact, we will. With On This Day in History, we'll show it coming up. So there you go. Enough of the COVID stuff, right? We forgot to mention this yesterday, but Jess Lockwood, Volberg, two-time PBR world champ, finished 4th on the season. He won the 4th round at the PBR World Finals on Sunday down in Arlington, Texas. Boudreaux Campbell won the World Finals event, going 4 for 5. Jose Vitor Leme won the world title all the way around. But Jess Lockwood did pretty well. And considering he had a couple of bad injuries this year, especially the torn hamstring suffered in the spring. But PBR wrapping up, and by all accounts, a very successful PBR. Did you see the Rasmussen girls, Shelby and Paige, singing the national anthem on Saturday? They moved it from Friday to Saturday. But what an amazing job they did at AT&T Stadium. Those girls, I don't know if there's anything they can't do. They're good at everything. They're just fantastic. But it was super fun to watch the PBR World Finals. In fact, we had, the wife and I had our winter simulator league on Sunday, and so we were watching round 4 on Sunday on the TV while we were golfing on our league on the simulator. So it's pretty cool. Got a chance to test out the new driver. Gave her my old driver, which is only 2 years old, but she likes it, I think. The driver. Me, I'm not so sure about sometimes, but she likes me. Well, once in a while. But she likes my new driver, or her new driver, my old one. Does that make sense? Man, oh man, okay. What else did we see today? Some coaches coming down, and the NCAA basketball coaches coming down with COVID. One of them has a birthday today we'll tell you about, but there's 3 or 4 active coaches right now, and a couple of programs being shut down today too for that 2-week time frame thing. But yeah, fun stuff. Let's talk something positive, shall we? it was, less than 72 hours ago? Just over 72 hours ago, I guess. Maybe just under. That the Capital Bruins secured a third straight AA volleyball championship. 71 straight wins. And when we come back here on the Jason Walker Show, we're going to talk to Rebecca Cleveland, the head coach, and the one that's put all this together over the last 3 years. What a run it's been for Capital. And when we come back, Coach Cleveland's also going to talk about next year and who to look for. There's a big class graduating from the Capital volleyball squad that was very instrumental in this 71 match run. And Rebecca Cleveland will join us when we come back here on the Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center. Today's vehicles are so complicated with just all the features and everything you have to worry about. And manufacturers have a repair manual for the repairs of those vehicles. Now, they have spent millions of dollars to achieve safety ratings and want their vehicles properly repaired to manufacturer specification. Well, Capital Collision Center in Helena was one of the first in the country to become manufacturer certified. That requires special training and equipment to be on the programs. It's very important to Capital Collision that your vehicle is properly repaired to manufacturer repair requirements and to maintain the safety and the value of your vehicle. Choose Capital Collision Center on Euclid in Helena. Right back, Rebecca Cleveland, Capital volleyball coach, next, Jason Walker Show. Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender. Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of the Jason Walker Show.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today. Fall is officially here, and now is the perfect time to get your rig tuned up before the big hunt. That means a lift kit from Auto Concepts. An Auto Concepts lift kit will help take you places only the animals can go. And when you do get that big one, make sure you have help to get it home with a winch to pull it out. Or maybe you'll be a good friend and help pull someone out of the snowbank. Check out AutoConceptsHelena.com for more ideas. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals. Jason Walker here, and I want to tell you about a great place that's going to make you feel better in just an hour. Ocean Spirit Massage. From deep tissue to hot stone and more, Ocean Spirit Massage will get your sore, tired muscles feeling like new. Whether you overdid it working out, hiking the hills, playing golf, whatever it is, or even if you're pregnant, you will walk away feeling better than you have in years. Book now for yourself or make it a couples massage. And gift certificates are always available as well. Visit oceanspiritmassage.com or call 417-0542.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $289. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show. On a Tuesday, presented by Capital Collision Center. And as always, coming from you inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave. This segment brought to you by Rucker's Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena. Still to come. In about 20 minutes, we're going to talk with Manhattan football coach Chris Grabowska. And the Tigers have, how much confidence do they have going back to a second straight state championship game, despite losing last year to Eureka? Do they have confidence this year as they head up to Fairfield? We'll talk to Coach Grabowska, Manhattan, coming up. Well, over the weekend, the Capital girls did something that nobody in the AA has ever done. Won a 71st consecutive match. And in addition, they three-peated as champions of the state of Montana. It wasn't easy, and yet they made it look easy. And to join us now to chat about it, the head coach of the Capital Bruin volleyball squad on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline, it's Coach Rebecca Cleveland. Well, first off, Coach, obviously the congratulations are in order. 3 straight state championships. This might have been the hardest one, was it?
I definitely say so. We played 2 teams in the semis and finals that had a good challenge for us, really consistent defense. And, you know, when you're playing against an opponent and no matter where you hit, they're picking it up, it can be frustrating. But it was such a good challenge to have, and I think it just makes us appreciate it even more.
You get the home match on your home floor. Was that a big deal?
You know, it was different. We love playing at home. You know, as far as the state championship or state tournament, we'd prefer to be playing at MSU. It's just such a cool experience. But to say, you know, we were able to host the finals at home is hopefully once in a lifetime. And hopefully next year, all teams in the East and West will be back at Fritz Breeden. But it was interesting, you know, to start that day, we actually had a power outage. So, I mean, we were probably a good half hour from them calling it at our site and moving us over to Helena High. I don't know how thrilled we would have been about that situation. The girls were not pumped about that option. So we opted for the delay, and thankful that we got to play on our home court.
Rebecca Cleveland joining us, the coach of the 3-time defending now AA volleyball champs. CMR's pretty good team. And how tough was it this year, Coach? Because we didn't have the non-conference. So you knew CMR was good, but you never really saw them except on tape. So how challenging was that going into the final match?
You know, it was challenging if you just, you know, take what you know from film and from other coaches' input. We had heard that they were scrappy defensively. They definitely showed that on the court. We knew that they didn't have as much height, but they definitely made up for it in just really crafty attacks. So very controlled offense and really consistent defense. So that was, I think, a struggle, if I could say that correctly, for all the opponents that they've played throughout the season, and gave us a challenge for sure. And having not played them in non-conference or even, I believe they were doing like East-West bracketing in the beginning of the year. We were going to have 2 different tournaments where we got to see teams from the East. We didn't have that option, so you just kind of go in it blind and you watch film and you prepare your team for what you could do on your side of the net. And thankfully what we did made it work.
I've always wondered this. So you're up 2-1, and you can feel it. Like, you know, okay, we got one more set, and then you lose that 4th set, and you're forced into a 5th. What's that like? I've never gotten to experience that, so I don't know. You know, when you're that close to winning, and then all of a sudden they win and you have to go to that fifth set, and then it's anybody's ball game.
True. It makes you play as consistent and clean, error-free volleyball as possible. I think the team, not only that can put those pieces together, but also stay aggressive is the one that takes the victory. And a really cool thing about our season is we did have a few matches where we were gone. You know, we went 5 sets, and our 5th set play was insane this year. It was just super intense, and I don't want to say a blowout for each opponent, but definitely stepped up our game to where we had no doubt 5th set, whoever we were playing, we were going to take it. So to go set 5, not a worry in my mind. Had all confidence in the girls, and they demonstrated that time and time again this season, and they brought it home for a victory.
You got a pretty amazing senior class that hasn't lost since they were sophomores. What's this senior class mean to you as you say goodbye? I know they're going to be around until May and June, but volleyball's done for them.
Yeah, you know, I think I know emotionally it was hardest for Danny because she will not be playing spring volleyball. So for her, that was truly her last match. And being that she is, signed to play basketball, that's her next chapter in her sport journey. So I think that was the toughest one probably, is just knowing that she was done. It was tough for her teammates too because they wanted it so much for her as they did for themselves. This group, I mean, we have 6 amazing seniors, and this, I would say, was probably the best chemistry group that we've had over the years. We've had amazing women go through our programs, but these 6 were leaders from the get-go. And we're just consummate teammates. I mean, it was so easy. They're coachable. They're inclusive of others. It's just a stellar group of women, and so wonderful to coach.
71 straight wins. And you and I have talked a few weeks ago when you tied, but then didn't tie, but then officially, but you do have the AA record. And I was thinking about this the other day, driving back from Shelby. I got the chance to call the Huntley Project Joliet Championship game for NFHS, and it was a lot of fun. And you think about what Huntley Project did with 101 consecutive wins. You guys are still like a season and a half away from that.
I know, it's crazy.
That is nuts, right?
Yeah. I think that in our smaller schools, A, B, and C, they may have the opportunity, I think, to have the same group of girls work with each other from like junior high through high school, so they have those additional years of competing with each other and developing chemistry. And so I think, when you're looking at bigger programs in AA, unless those athletes and a solid number of them play club ball where they're year-round really together, you miss that cohesive piece that you may have in a smaller area. So I think it's amazing. It's something to strive for. Every season I think about not the number of wins that we've had. And so, every match and every media interview I've been reminded of how many in a row we have, which is amazing, and I'm super proud of it. But I really think about every season starting from scratch and okay, where do we want to be at the end of the season? And each group of girls brings, a new challenge and different strengths. And so I'm hoping that, next season we continue adding on. I would love to see us, in that state tournament at the end of the fall season next year. I know it's looking so far in advance, but I wouldn't rule anybody out as far as, can we forfeit? I don't know. That would be cool. But more importantly, can we fill a gap in skill from what we're graduating and what's coming up? And that would be the fun challenge.
You mentioned looking ahead to next year, but again, 2022 is when you would get past 101.
Yes.
That's 2 years.
Well, and with COVID season, I mean, with our schedule this year, we had almost half games.
True, yeah.
Between non-conference and,
Right.
divisionals and whatnot. I mean, normally there's anywhere from like 28 to 34 matches, and we had 17.
That is very true. That's a great point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so you could
I
get
think
it.
so. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say you could get it in the championship next year then. That's when you get 102.
Possibly, that's again looking far ahead, and that's typically not like who I am.
Right.
But it's been a lot of questions about it. What I would love to see is the growth of each girl coming into the program, and really just stepping up and reaching their individual potential, and that chemistry piece, keeping that alive. Hopefully we'll be able to do more team building, which we didn't have a lot of it this year.
True.
With our younger group. So getting that connectivity piece and that buy-in as a program is really important. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to work with our younger teams and really have that connection that helps build that base of a program.
Every person does this. The way too early look at next year's team. 6 seniors gone. Who leads the team next year as of right now?
Let's see. Definitely our returning varsity players. Kennedy Pocha for defense. She has contributed the last 3 years and will continue to do the same in her senior year. Rachel Stacy came up big as an outside hitter. She's got beautiful hands. I could see her doing right side or outside, whatever the team needs. She's that kind of kid that'll just be like, yeah, whatever you need, coach. Parkland Heller is a strong right side, also another tall one. So I can see her staying on the right, or, she is a great utility hitter. So moving her across the net in a different location, she'll adapt super easy. Naila Herndon will be a junior, another tall, strong athlete. She is our quiet kind of beast mode kid, and she stepped up as our second middle this year as a sophomore. Did a heck of a job. She and Danny shared that position. So she's got some experience on the outside, too, if we need it. So I can see, what we have back is more than just a good foundation. There's a lot of strength and experience at the state tournament level with the girls that are coming back. And I just see a lot of young, hungry, multi-sport athletes in our program and coming into the program as freshmen next year. So the future's bright.
It definitely is. Coach, congratulations. 3 in a row, and go for 4 in a row next year. Of course, the work starts probably next week. You'll get a little bit of a breather, but congratulations, and thanks for joining us, and looking forward to following again next year.
I appreciate that. Take care. Thank you. Bye.
That is Rebecca Cleveland, the Capital volleyball coach, joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. 4 in a row. That'd be cool. But they've got the 3 in a row. And 71 consecutive wins. It's just impressive. It really is when you think about it. And then you, like we talked about, you put into perspective, though, that Huntley Project had won 101 consecutive. I mean, that's just absolutely nuts. You look at Fairfield basketball. Jordan Hansen and I talked about it yesterday here on the show. Look at Fairfield basketball from a few years ago, had its 120-game win streak snapped. And I think that's the 4th longest streak in the nation in history. I mean, that's just nuts. Montana's got some hellacious athletes and great teams all the way across the board. It's super awesome to see. It really is. And, congratulations to the state champs from volleyball and football. Speaking of football, we've got 3 more state championships coming up this weekend. You have the AA Sentinel at West, and we'll talk to both Dane Oliver and Rob Stanton of the respective coaches this week. Also, Class B, you have Manhattan traveling to Fairfield. We'll talk to Fairfield coach Greg Meisner coming up also this week. Later, here in about 10 minutes, we're going to talk to Chris Grabowska, the Manhattan football coach. And then 8-man, Scobie, traveling to Drummond-Phillipsburg. That game will be in Drummond, by the way, on Saturday afternoon. And we're going to talk to both coaches in that one, Mike Cutler as well as Brock Berryhill. So it's going to be fun. Going to be a fun week of football coverage here on the Jason Walker Show. And you never know what else will pop up. We got new restrictions starting on Friday. Governor Steve Bullock, the lame duck governor, at 5 a.m. Friday starting new restrictions. So all counties in Montana will have to wear face masks. He didn't quite do what Oregon, Michigan, and California with complete shutdowns, but pretty close. Bars, restaurants, casinos, you got to close at 10 p.m. starting Friday because the COVID comes out only in bars, restaurants, and casinos after 10. The social distancing, obviously, is still pretty big deal. Wear your mask and social distance. Those are the two things you have to do. But he stopped shy of what Michigan Governor Whitmer did and what Gavin Newsom's doing in California, which is saying to cancel Thanksgiving and Christmas. Now, he still could. My question has been, will we get a full shutdown in the state again? And the governor's come almost close, but not quite that far yet. So keep an eye on that. After maybe state championships this weekend? Maybe? I'm just asking. Probably not. I know we're having some issues on the video feed of things, but you can listen live on Podbean, Network One Sports, also TreasureStateRadio.com, and it's so good to be back on Treasure State Radio. And the crew over there doing a nice job and helping get us set back up. There was some like server issues, computer issues. You know how it goes, right? Yeah. Let's see here. What else were we wanting to chat about? You know, you can weigh in anytime, by the way. If you want, you can tweet us at JWalkerSports. You can text us. You can call into the show. You can Facebook us. You can email Jason at JasonWalkerShow.com. We love to hear from you. Next week, we will be on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday, we'll recap the state championship games. And then on Tuesday, who knows yet? No, I'm kidding. I know, but we'll wait. And then Wednesday next week, Samantha Bennington will join us. And Samantha Bennington is the ex-wife of late rocker Chester Bennington. And she's got a book out. But looking forward to chatting with her. Chester was the lead singer for Linkin Park, was also in a couple of other bands, including Stone Temple Pilots. But her new book talks about, she shares stories of her love of her life, including Chester Bennington, but others as well. And it's going to be, the book is called Falling Love Notes, Memories of a Rock Star Wife. So that'll be fun. Remember a couple of years ago, we talked to Bobby Brown. She was the actress in the Cherry Pie video. That was fun. We should revisit that. I think we did last year, didn't we? That's what we're going to do too in December. Again, I think we'll revisit some of our favorite interviews from this year out on our own. It's been fun. You know, December coming up is going to be a year that we've been on back and having a good time. But thanks in large part to our great sponsors and, of course, our great viewers and listeners, great friends of the show. That's what we like to call. That's what we like to call you. So, all right, we'll take a break. When we come back, Manhattan lost in the championship last year of the State B football to Eureka. They will play Fairfield on the road Saturday afternoon in the championship, looking to win it. And we'll figure out how that happens and how to shut down Fairfield. And we talk about the tradition of Fairfield versus the building tradition of Manhattan with head coach of the Tigers, Chris Grabowska. He joins us next here on the Jason Walker Show.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $289. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today.
Jason Walker here, and I want to tell you about a great place that's going to make you feel better in just an hour. Ocean Spirit Massage. From deep tissue to hot stone and more, Ocean Spirit Massage will get your sore, tired muscles feeling like new. Whether you overdid it working out, hiking the hills, playing golf, whatever it is, or even if you're pregnant, you will walk away feeling better than you have in years. Book now for yourself or make it a couples massage. And gift certificates are always available as well. Visit oceanspiritmassage.com or call 417-0542. Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender. Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show. Have you thought about buying a home? Fall is officially here, and now is the perfect time to get your rig tuned up before the big hunt. That means a lift kit from Auto Concepts. An Auto Concepts lift kit will help take you places only the animals can go. And when you do get that big one, make sure you have help to get it home with a winch to pull it out. Or maybe you'll be a good friend and help pull someone out of the snowbank. Check out AutoConceptsHelena.com for more ideas. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals. Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center, back Major Mortgage Man Cave. On this day in history coming up, this segment brought to you by Mark LaRoe Photography. And Mark has his new calendars for sale. This is the Cowboys of Western Montana. Give you a little preview here. You can order on marklaroephotography.com. You can also get the landscapes calendar as well. But great photos from across the state of Montana from marklaroephotography.com. That's one of my favorites. Right there, July
The Last Chance Stampede, sunset going down. That's a great photo. Well, they're all great photos. But get a hold of Mark, marklaroephotography.com for all of your calendar needs. You know, and they make great Christmas gifts. Yep. That's what the kids are getting. My two oldest. One's in Kansas and one's in Alabama. So why not, right? All right, we got state championships, 3 of them coming up this week. The AA is going to play West Sentinel at Billings. You also have the Class B at Fairfield with Manhattan and Fairfield and the 8-man Drummond Phillipsburg hosting Scobie. But now is the focus shifts to the Class B. And joining us now, the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline, to chat about the experience from last year's loss in the state championship game to Eureka, to preview this year's game on Saturday at Fairfield, is the head coach of the Manhattan Tigers, Chris Grabowska. All right, well, first off, Coach, congratulations on making it back to the championship round, but take me through last week's semifinal win. I mean, this was an impressive victory over a very good Glasgow team.
Yeah, you know, I thought our boys showed up to play, and they practiced well all week, and they showed up and executed the game plan really well. Yeah, Glasgow, they're a good physical team, and, you know, I just thought our boys did a fantastic job executing game plan.
One thing that's talked about a lot is your offense, and we'll talk about that in a second, but your defense, I think you have, 5 shutouts this season? I mean, for Class B football, that's impressive.
Yeah, you know, our defense, our team's foundation is, you know, play good defense. And, you know, they've done a great job of that all season. They take pride in defense, studying game film, and going out there and just being prepared for our opponent.
And you switch gears this week, but we'll talk about that Fairfield matchup here in a second. But you have some great individual guys, and, you know, we know about, you know, Mr. Holgate, and we know about the great receivers you have. But take me through this offensive line, because in the smaller divisions of Montana football, they're very important, and especially in Class B, and you guys are getting it done up front.
Yeah, you know, our O-line's done a fantastic job this year. They've been outsized pretty much almost every game. But we got some athletic kids on our offensive line that, you know, play some physical football, and they got great technique. And I thought our O-line, just our mental toughness and their ability to get better each week has been fantastic all season long.
You mentioned Mr. Holgate. Caden is having quite the season as a senior. 3 touchdown passes, ran for 2 more in that semifinal win. What makes him special?
You know, Caden, he's a great competitor. He's got a big body. He's athletic, and I just think one of the attributes that sticks out the most is his competitiveness. You know, he's a gamer. He wants to win, and he's going to do whatever he can to help our team win every single week. And, you know, last week was no exception. He had a fantastic game, and, you know, he's put in all the work all starting back in April. You know, as soon as basketball got over, he was in the weight room. He was committed to learning the offense, and, you know, it's starting to pay off for him now. So it's great to see.
Manhattan football coach Chris Grabowska, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show. Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline. Obviously, he's got some pretty good teammates, but this has been kind of a weird year. You know, you guys didn't have all those great off-season chances to work out together, whether it's with the coaches or without. How does that make it more special right now to be in the championship the way 2020 has been?
You know, yeah, we're obviously really thankful to first of all just have a season. You know, that was kind of in jeopardy. We weren't sure we were going to get to play this fall, and, you know, but our kids were, you know, through the summer months really committed, still in the weight room and coming to open fields, you know, when we were allowed to do that and putting in the time. So, yeah, we're really thankful that we're able to have a season, and especially thankful that we get another opportunity in the state championship game.
And that is coming up at Fairfield, a place you guys won at last year in a very tight semifinal game.
This is a very good Fairfield team that has a lot of pedigree and a lot of history up there on that Eagles field. What's different about this year's Fairfield team as opposed to last year?
You know, I don't know if there's much difference at all. You know, they got a lot of guys returning from last year's team. You know, they lost their quarterback and maybe a couple of skilled guys, but, you know, they have most of their line back, and they still have that winning tradition and, you know, the ability to win close games. So, yeah, you know, it's going to for sure be a challenge. You know, we're excited for that challenge, and, you know, our kids are having a great week of practice so far. They've gotten some confidence as the year's gone along, and we're going to go in there prepared and see what happens. This you mentioned Fairfield, and I said too, I mean, what a great history they have and the tradition of the State B playoffs. You guys are still relatively young at this. You know, the championship last year, you're still building a great program back into the championship this year. Is that how do you approach that with the guys? Is, you know, this is, take away their tradition. We're building our own. Right. You know, last year getting that experience in the championship game was, you know, that was pretty exciting, and, you know, that was a big deal for our kids. But this year, they're just approaching it like another game. And, you know, Fairfield's a great program, got a lot of respect for them, you know, and, but this week we're just trying to treat it like another game, you know, getting as prepared as we can, and we'll just move forward from there. It should be a great one. What do you guys have to do to get the win? Yeah, I think it starts with having a great week of practice. We have to stop their run game. You know, we have to be patient on offense, not give up big plays. You know, just basically, you know, just doing what we've done all season, and just having a great week of practice and going and playing our game. What would it mean to bring a championship to Manhattan? It would mean a lot. You know, we got great community support. These kids have been working for it ever since last season. In that last game, they wanted it, and it would mean a lot to the kids and the community. It's crazy. I remember I went to school in Manhattan in 7th and 8th grade. So, oh boy. Yeah. So I was never really a Tiger, but my dad was a teacher and a coach there back in the late 80s. So I gotta be rooting for Manhattan this weekend, right? Yeah, you do. Yeah, for sure. There are some great people in that school. You know, I mean, when you talk about, you know, well, you for one, but, you know, Mark Longy is there, and of course, Mr. Lynch. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than Manhattan School District. Yeah, it's a great place to be, you know, not only just the school, but the whole community. Great place to live, you know, in the middle of the Gallatin Valley. You got mountains all around you, great people all around you. So, yeah, it would mean a lot to bring a championship home to this community. Coach, let me ask you this real quick. And with 2020 and the way it's been, and the lack of fans at times in the stadiums and stuff, is that almost better right now for the kids for this week as you head into the championship game on Saturday, because they don't have as many distractions? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it really makes a difference or not, but you know, I guess when we get on the in between the lines, you know, the kids are not really thinking about the fans. They're thinking about what they have to get done on the field. So, I mean, fans or no fans, I mean, we're just thankful to be playing football. That's all. So that's a perfect way to say it. Manhattan football coach Chris Grabowska, our guest here, Jason Walker Show. Saturday, 1 o'clock at Fairfield, the Tigers and the Eagles. Appreciate the time, Coach. Good luck, and we'll be rooting for you on Saturday afternoon. All right, appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Chris Grabowska joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline, head coach of the Manhattan Tigers. They'll be at Fairfield on Saturday afternoon, 1 o'clock. Up there. So we've talked to one of the 6 coaches in the state championship games this weekend. We're going to talk to all 6 throughout the week. Dane Oliver from Missoula Sentinel will join us, as well as Rob Stanton from Billings West. Fairfield, Greg Meisner will join us. We'll talk to Scobie's Brock Berryhill and Flint Creek Drummond Phillipsburg coach Mike Cutler.
That'll be a lot of fun this week as we get to the football championships in the state of Montana. And a lot of people thought, and myself included, that we didn't know if we were even going to get to this point. And I'm so happy we did for the kids. And that's really all that matters, is the kids. So, saw this today. We got on this day in history still to come. But saw this today. New Mexico State is moving its men's basketball operations, ready for this, to Phoenix, and they will stay at Arizona Grand Resort and Spa because of COVID-19 restrictions in New Mexico. Now, the football team, is it New Mexico football team that's already in Vegas? But New Mexico's public health order prevents the Aggies from full practices in the county or the state, according to New Mexico State press release. They also have prevented the scheduling of a full non-conference games. So once they get settled in, which is later today, they took off today for Phoenix, they're going to look to put together a strong non-conference schedule. So, yeah, New Mexico State's the first men's basketball program to relocate. Now, I know the women's team is looking at like Texas or El Paso or California. I mean, they're looking to leave too for the year. The school did not say how long it'll be in Phoenix or where it even will play. But how about that? It'd be like Montana or Montana State going to play in Wyoming for the year, North Dakota or South Dakota for the year. But, yeah, crazy. COVID 2020, crazy. Just a nuts year, man. It really has been. Let's see. Let's get to On This Day in History. Let's do that. Today is November the 17th. It is National Baklava Day, or Baklava Day. Baklava. I've never had it. Take a Hike Day and Homemade Bread Day. This date in 1884. 1884. Cops arrest the boxer John L. Sullivan in the second round of a fight for being cruel. He was winning, and so they arrested him for being cruel. How about that? Crazy, right? Let's see, what else? 1926, the NHL Chicago Blackhawks would play the first game. Yep. They beat the Toronto St. Pats 4-1. In 1940, the Green Bay Packers become the first NFL team to travel by plane. How about them apples? 1953, the St. Louis Browns officially become the Baltimore Baseball Club. 1968, it was the Heidi game today. 1968, NBC cuts the end of the game to start Heidi on time, the movie Heidi. And they would miss NBC, the Raiders rally to beat the Jets 43-32. So today is the anniversary of the Heidi game. I obviously was not born yet. Some of you were. Crazy. Happy birthday today, Tom Seaver, born on this date in 1944. Of course, we just lost him a couple of weeks ago. But the Hall of Famer from the Mets won the Cy Young Award 3 times. 12-time All-Star. Just passed away a couple weeks ago. 1944 as well. Happy birthday, Jim Boeheim, the basketball coach of Syracuse. Never been a fan of his. Heck of a coach. He also has COVID. Was it yesterday they announced that? Ole Miss coach has COVID today. That came out. And Tom Izzo of Michigan State, was it last week, announced he had COVID. And then you have a bunch of basketball programs being shut down right now because of the COVID. I wanted to show you this video, too. It was on this date 2 years ago. This happened.
Eastwood did not make it. Ball out. Recovered by Montana State. The Bobcats hold. The Bobcats hold. Celebration penalty coming on the field. They don't care.
that?
Eastwood did not make it. Ball out. Recovered by Montana State. The Bobcats hold. The Bobcats hold. Celebration penalty.
That was awesome. That was awesome. I remember where I was 2 years ago today. Yeah, I was at a local place in town with the radio station at the time doing a party. Well, two of us were announcing it because the other party couldn't handle the party. Anyway, we had fun. And I remember it vividly because Eastwood scores, Grizz take the lead, and then, it was the crowd was going nuts. And we were at Muni's Sports Grill and for this watch party, and the crowd's going nuts. It's like 80 to 20% Grizz fan. And the greatest timeout in the history of sports was called before the play. And then Bobby Houck runs the exact same play with Eastwood. And Cats blew it up. The fumble. Cats get the win. Of course, after the great comeback they had, too, in that game. From 20-0 down or whatever it was to come back and get the win. Yeah. I love showing stuff like that. That was super fun. Super fun. So that happened 2 years ago. And it's the greatest timeout in the history of sports. Jeff Choate calling timeout right before the snap. And Grizz fan, he did it. It was on time. And then I remember, I'll have to try to find the audio of Scott Guernsey, one of the radio guys over there in Missoula for Learfield, whining and calling the Cats classless and whining and we wouldn't have done that. Dude's got an FTC tattoo on his leg, so yeah, go away, Guernsey, go away, literally. I still want him to come on the show, but he's too chicken. He won't come on the show. Oh well, let's do this.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
Fun show today. Fun show. Rebecca Cleveland talking volleyball and 3 straight state championships in the AA for the Capital Girls. And they lose a ton. When you lose the Barches, you lose Hofer, and you think about, 2 of those 3, with Paige and Audrey, Gatorade Players of the Year, and Danny's heading off to play basketball. You've got great senior leadership that are heading off, but you've got a good returning class. Can they go for 4? Will they increase on the 71 straight wins? We'll find out next year. Also, Chris Grabowska joining us. I wonder if anybody ever calls him the Big Grabowska. That's got to be done, right? Manhattan at Fairfield. Tomorrow, we'll talk to State Senator of California, Melissa Melendez. Also, we're going to talk some more football. We'll talk to some more coaches tomorrow. Jason Walker Show. Go to jasonwalkershow.com if you missed anything. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 4. Have a great Tuesday.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.